Beautiful parks, cool rec centers, the shopping centers, the restaurants in Mililani, better than most places in Hawaii. All right guys, today we're looking at Mililani town. We're gonna go over a bunch of pros, good things about living in Mililani. Stay tuned till the end. I'll give you kind of the thing that I don't like about Mililani. And somewhere in here, accidentally, you get me skateboarding. One of the pros about Mililani is the shopping centers. We have Ross, 24-hour Fitness, Starbucks, Blazing Steak, Tasty Jerky, the Shack if you want to go watch a game and eat wings and do that whole sort of thing, have a couple of beers. All right, another pro in Mililani is the restaurants. And although we were just talking about the shopping center, I couldn't disrespect the day one OG, born and raised Mililani people, because I know you take your Mililani restaurant seriously. That's its own thing in and of itself to be respected. Coconut water for you, my brother. My mainland people, you may not know or have comment on this, but my local people, are you a strip of nori musubi type person or full wrap? You full wrap. I know you full wrap. Yeah, when you have the strip, like, it starts to fall apart. Huh? When I was young, I wasn't a full wrap person, but now I'm a full wrap person. Everyone just calls this the Safeway shopping center. What Hawaii town is a town without having an L&L? So there's L&L right through those trees. One of 3 lounge drugs in all of Mililani. A haircut place, Ohana tax service. While we're on the topic of restaurants that Mililani OG, born and raised, day one people will fight you for or fight you over, Sakura. I never even ate at Sakura, but my friends from Mililani, it's like a revered thing. Mahe goes to eat here sometimes, and at first she wasn't feeling it. She was like, I don't know what the big deal is. Recently, she's been telling me she's warming up to it. One of the best things about Mililani is the rec centers. Now, you do have to be living in Mililani proper. This video is on Mililani town, so the Mililani Town Association covers the Mililani Mauka. Mililani town doesn't cover Launani, Waikalani, Waipio acres. The rec centers, it's pretty amazing. It's like having little mini water parks built into your, what, $40 a month fee, or maybe we're at 42 or something now. Especially when my son was younger, my youngest son was even younger. This was one of our favorites because you have the splash park behind me, you have this playground area, and then the pool's a circle pool. So it's just kind of a different thing than all the other rectangle pools that we swim in. It's not a heated pool, so in the summer it was nice and cool, kind of the right temperature. And Mari's Gardens is right around the corner where you can get some vegetables and eggs. So as far as rec centers go, this is Rec 1, and in my opinion, it's one of the best rec centers because my kids can go slide down the slide. The pool actually gets really deep. There's a shallow end for the little kids. There's just such a variety here. I love this rec center. We haven't been here and it feels like almost 2 years. For you Mililani residents, if you haven't driven by in a while, there's actually water in the pool. So hopefully this thing's opening back up soon. Oh, and a cool thing, they do like movie nights here. They'll put up a screen and everyone will sit around and watch a movie like Harry Potter or Aladdin or something like that, and sell popcorn and stuff, so that's a cool thing too. I've said it before on this channel, but I think the West Oahu mountain views are underrated. I think they'd be a little more appreciated on other islands. I like those mountain views. If you're one of those dads or one of those moms that likes to go outdoors, or maybe you're one of those like soccer dads who's gonna have your kid up at 4 a.m. or something like that, Mililani is maybe the premier neighborhood for you. I bet you there's people who grew up in Mililani who haven't even been to all of the parks in Mililani. Not that there's so many you couldn't do it in a lifetime, like New York restaurants, but just there's so many little parks tucked here and there that you probably have no reason to go to all of them. And they're always lined with these monkey pod trees. So whether you want to come over here and just have a little kid's birthday party or eat lunch with your wife, like I do sometimes. What is the thing when you're like tug of war and frisbee toss? That's a good comment call to action. I can't think of like, what are those like, when you have like an adult birthday party, a morale event where like everyone plays tug of war and they like do races and what? Should I show them the skate park or what? Hardwood slippers. I'm trying to see what kind of speed. I feel like I've been injured enough in the last year. Oh, you wasn't ready. I used to be able to do this. Can't do it anymore. This is one of the bigger parks, probably the biggest park in Mililani. You got racquetball, rec center area with the basketball, volleyball court, skateboard, baseball field, the West Oahu Mountains right through there. A few things about Mililani. It was a planned community. I've said it on other videos, but we are something like a Great American Tree Certified City by the Arbor Society or something like that. So as you can see, monkey pod trees, pine trees, trees that I don't know the name of, like all over this neighborhood. There's main streets, Mehe'ula, Lanikuhana, Cam Highway runs through. Since it's a planned community, it's kind of easy to learn. And in terms of the real estate, Mililani is just a variety of home types. You have townhomes here, You have single family homes here. I bet you if we look hard enough, you can find, oh look, we have jealousy windows over there, regular vinyl sliding windows here. Townhomes are gonna be cheaper, single family is gonna be more obviously, so let's talk about that. Townhomes can start anywhere from like, there might be some small ones to like 300 something thousand one bedrooms, but really like in the 400s to 500s is kind of where townhomes start. Single families in Mililani town these days, probably for a small, when I say smaller, I'm talking like 800 something, 900 something square foot, single level cottage style home. I'd be surprised if we find one for 800, 850. I really think it's gonna be more like 850, 950 starting. So most single family homes in Mililani looking at $1 million plus. Shout out to our client, Bang. Bang wants to get into a single family, but is right at that threshold where it'd have to be a fixer, it'd have to be a smaller fixer. Some people have built their homes up to be huge, and you do have some really big, like $2 million homes. This is something like where my dad lives in Tennessee. They built this huge shopping center called The Crossings that has like Target, Kohl's, Old Navy, all this stuff. This is one of the closest things to that you'll find in Hawaii. Yeah, Walmart, City Mill, Auto Part, Chili's, Taco Bell, Panda Express, California Pizza Kitchen, Starbucks, obviously, and Jamba Juice. I know a property manager, they drive from another part of the island to come here because they don't like to do digital stuff. So they deposit the checks by hand and they come here. Bank of Hawaii, Central Pacific, Hickam, like you have all the banks here. Other than KAPOLEI, I think this is it. This is like the American shopping center. I think that Mililani movie theaters here, consolidated, is one of the best on the island. You can order loco moco, garlic fries. I think sometimes they have like fried noodles. You ever been there? Negative. The seats recline. It's not too old and janky. I don't know if you guys are like movie connoisseurs out there. For me, that's kind of a big flex. For years of our life, we wouldn't afford going to the movies. Like a $40 night out wasn't it for us in our 20s. Now, yeah, I'm like, you guys want to see Ninja Turtles? Like, we got this. One of the cons of Mililani, because I live here now, right, is it's just kind of boring. Like, yeah, this is cool, right? It's so middle America. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes Mililani is just boring. Like, the association's telling you how to paint your house. You can't park your boat on the street, which is probably a good thing. I don't need to do those things necessarily, but sometimes just because I need something to complain about, I'm like, it's just kind of too tree lined and there's too many rec centers, too many parks, and maybe my kids aren't gonna grow up with street smarts because it's just too like nerfed, you know, rounded corners. There's not a lot of bad to say about Mililani. Okay, we're here at Kipapa Park. Pro tip for the hoopers, you can hoop here at night. Although usually there's a lot of games going on Thursdays and whatever. Usually Mililani's pretty wet, but you can see the grass is super dry, which is why we've been having the fires. Kipapa Elementary is back there. So you have 5 elementaries in Mililani. Well, you have private school too, but 5 public. Mililani Ike, Mililani Mauka, which are on the Mililani Mauka side, different video. And then on the town side, you have Uka, Waiana, and Kipapa. Waiana is just right over there, Kipapa's here. We're not supposed to talk too much about schools and rankings and stuff. But you can go on greatschools.com, look at the school rankings. I'll say that the school ratings tend to be in line with people's general impressions, so take that for what it's worth. I'm not telling you where to send your kid. What I will say is Hawaii, we love our keiki no matter what. Speaking of that, it's time to wrap this video up because I got to go get mine. Go to coreteamhawaii.com if you have any real estate needs. My team and I would love to help you. Local people, mainland people, relocators, people leaving to go back to the mainland. If you have any real estate needs at all, my team and I would love to help you. Let's connect.